Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Rise on Rondo, feed and the layup is slammed through by Kenyon Martin. Miller drives on Pierce. Fadeaway jumpers on the way, no good. Picked up by Nenny. Will go with his own rebound. Goes through the down.
I got the room. I'm pulling shit down and I'm pretty best since I got it going on.
All right, well, there's no doubt about it. The Nuggets kept things hot even after Carmelo Anthony left for the Big Apple. One of the biggest reasons why was the patient and steady hand behind the scenes of Masai Ujiri, who is the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations for the Nuggets. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's get right to it. Obviously, the Nuggets had a tremendous season even after Melo was dealt, but I still want you to talk about the positives, what you thought coming out of that playoff series with Oklahoma City.
Well, we had a tough time going through the trade. We got out of it, and then we had 25 games to evaluate our team. And I think the guys were very positive. They played hard, and I think with all the young guys mixed with all the veterans we have with Coach Carl, I think they left it on the court. Yeah, they played hard, and I think we gave a new era to the Denver Nuggets.
Absolutely.
And you always think when you lose a player like Carmelo, like what's going to be the identity of the team, and I think we started creating an identity here.
So what do you think was the cause for the early first-round exit? Obviously, there was a little bit of disjointedness after that infamous goaltending call that didn't go their way, didn't seem to quite get it back together. Some people say JR, some people say, what did you see from your executive seat?
Well, I saw a team we brought together that played only 25 games. It's tough, you know, like we were lucky we had good chemistry from the beginning, and I think it was a lot to ask for a team like that, young players with Ty Lawson and Gallo and Felton and Aflalo and all those guys, you know, JR, and it was their first time together. I think with teams of Oklahoma or Memphis, those teams have been together for a couple years, and that's how you build chemistry, that's how you build camaraderie, that's how you build a championship caliber. It takes time to gel, and I think we had a good honeymoon period. Now it's now it's time to get to
real
work.
Life.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that honeymoon that Masai was talking about was 17-8 after 25 games of barely getting to know one another. Half the team from New York, half the team from Denver. But now you've got a whole season, if we do play basketball next season, to move forward. With that said, what are your biggest needs in the draft, something the Nuggets haven't participated in that much recently, and in free agency, whatever form that happens to take shape if there isn't a lockout?
Feel free to tell us who you drafted.
We're going to break some news here. That would be fine with
I can't give you guys the secrets here, but you know what? In a draft like this, people say not so strong. I think it's not so strong, you know, like in the top, but lots of good role players, I think, lots of good maybe possible starters in the NBA in the future. Also, lots of good young future players. So we're going to go with best talent available, you know, like, yeah, first and foremost. We'll address our positions of need, obviously, but you have to go for best talent available, I think, first and foremost. And in free agency, we'll see how it goes, you know, like we're trying to bring back the core of our team and see have some continuity from where we left off, and we're excited. You know, there's excitement on the team, there's excitement with the fans, and I think it can transform into something next year.
Quick thought on Chris Singleton, who had a really good workout with you guys on Friday. He's good?
That's the thought.
He's good? This is good? Okay, so we'll leave it with a little bit of mystery. But how about this guy, someone Denver Nuggets fans are very familiar with, which is Kenyon Martin. 11 seasons out of Cincinnati. Here's a guy who can obviously be up for free agency.
And never had a problem talking.
And never had a problem talking. But you know what? He actually showed some leadership in the absence of Carmelo Anthony. It was his lowest average this season with about 8.6. Where do you see him fitting into the plans of the team next season, possibly?
Oh, he's been a big part of our team, and Kenyon gives us toughness. He missed part of the season because of a knee injury, but we're very impressed with how he came back and how he helped the team from a leadership perspective, it was unbelievable, and toughness. He brings us toughness. He brings us. There's an edge to Kenyon, you know, like, and teams need that. Teams have it with different guys, you know, like. You can say Deshaun Stevenson was like that. You can say Kevin Garnett is like that. You know, like, you need those type of guys on your team. And I think over the years, I was here 4 years and left for 3 years. Over the years, I've been impressed with Kenyon and how he's grown developed as a person.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of tweets, interestingly, that Kenyon Martin had right after the Mavs won their championship. The first thing he said, Ujiri, was that, "What's y'all think about me in a Mavs jersey next year? Just a thought, people." That was on June 12th. And in his second tweet a little bit later, "Well, we need to put the pressure on Denver."
Well, tweets are tweets, you know, like, and Kenyon lives in Dallas, you know, like, obviously, grew up in Dallas. There's always been speculation of Kenyon, you know, playing in Dallas, but Kenyon is a nugget.
He wants you to reach into your pockets, Masai. I think that's what he's leveraging for. Go ahead.
One thing's for sure, Kenyon needs to hit the spell check on the Twitter, because if you saw that, man, it's just completely terrible.
I can't read it.
Let's move ahead and talk a little bit about J.R. Smith. This is another guy that's kind of a polarizing, volatile player. George has loved some of the things he's done, but he's criticized some of the other things he's done. He's got incredible athleticism, maybe the most athletic guy on the team, but he's yet to put it all together for you one consistent season. What are your thoughts on him moving forward?
I think he's made progress too over the years, and because of me coming in this year, I think JR made very good progress. Now we've had some tough times.
Downs, yes.
we've had ups and downs, growing pains. But I think I'm proud of JR. We're proud of what he's done and how far he's come. There's one thing people don't understand, you know, like, how many games has JR missed as a player, as a Nugget? You know, he's never injured. Right. You know, like, always loves to play basketball, and he gives it his all when he plays. You know, like, sometimes not the things that George wants. You know, like, but the guy tries. You know, like, and he wants to win, and we'll see how it goes. You know, like, we want to bring the core of our team back.
And quickly, before we switch to the next topic, I have to get your thoughts on Nene, who has the option of opting out. What are your thoughts on him? Because he was saying the media didn't feel appreciated, but here's a guy that has gone through a lot of injuries, overcame testicular cancer in 2008. I'm sure you guys feel like you appreciate so far what he's done.
100% we appreciate him. And when I think of, you know, like, Denver, you think of Nene as Denver, you know, like, and it's, you know, like, we all love him. And the Carmelo thing took, you know, like, unfortunately took, you know, like, our minds off, you know, like, a lot of things, you know, like, and it wasn't something we could control at the time. But it's never been the fact that we don't appreciate Nene. You know, we've been talking to his agent, and we know, and he knows, and it's all love. We're going to try and work it out.
The playoff ratings have indicated the NBA is back. It is on fire. They've had their largest postseason ratings in 30 years, a terrific postseason, capped by a great finals. But come July 1, it could all be over if there's no collective bargaining agreement. Talk a little bit about what you think with the NBA stalemate situation here. David Stern has gone on record and saying the owners have lost a lot of money, $300, $400 million, and there needs to be a new CBA with a harder cap and greater concessions if we're going to play basketball next year.
I wish I could comment about that, but I'll leave it to my big boss, David Stern.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Because obviously you guys got a number of talent in the trade for Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey Billups, that being Felton, Chandler, Mozgov, and those guys. How do you see them working into the plans, given there is some crowded spots in the backcourt and the front court, given the situation, you know, with the labor needing a new CBA?
Well, that's the process we're in now, and the only thing we can do now is work with our players and work with what we have. And our players have done a great job in the off season. We've had Mozgov in, Kufos in, Ty Lawson has been in, Aflalo has been in, Al Harrington came in. We've sent coaches all over. Coach Carl went to Italy to see Gallinari. I saw Gallinari in Italy, you know. So there's plenty of progress with what we can control right now, and That's all we can. That's all we can do.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you, George Karl didn't just go to Italy for that. He did some shopping in Milan too. I just wanted to break that news to you guys.
And some eating.
And some eating. Well, you're going to stick around for the next block, all right? So you just stay right there. And coming up next in double coverage, I hope you don't think we forgot about the third round of the U.S. Open today, Z.
No, but probably everybody except Rory McIlroy did. He is on the verge of winning a record-setting Open. The highlights on the way.
And in Hate It or Love It, we are putting Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers on the hot seat as we get your thoughts on his new record label, Z.
We don't have American football, but we've got that other kind of football with Team USA facing Jamaica tomorrow in the Gold Cup.
Yes, Jamaica and Colorado fans were expecting to see David Bennett like Beckham, but did Bex even make it tonight? We'll tell you.
And less than 2 weeks since the self-appointed big AARP, as he likes to call himself, retired, he might be being investigated. For what? The answer on the way.
And what is going on with this soccer goalie? We'll explain. Stick around.
Got your boyfriend feeling like a groupie. You know, we don't stay like this, looking like a movie. You know, we don't. Good morning. Let's go. Hello.
When you've got an 8-stroke lead and you're about to win your first major, you can do things like take time and sign autographs in the parking lot. Rory McIlroy is running away with the 111th U.S. Open. This is his third shot on the par 4 third hole. Sticks it, beautifully done for him. And then on the 5th, canning this birdie putt. He set a 54-hole record, Josina. He's 14 under par and 18 wins away from his first major championship.
All right, good for him. In NBA-related news, according to reports, the LAPD has interviewed Shaquille O'Neal about his knowledge of a search and destroy mission allegedly headed by 7 gang members that were looking for a possible sex tape of O'Neal showing his sexual exploits with someone else besides Shawnee. Right now, Ross is allegedly the guy who was helping Shaq bring talent to his record label. At the time this case was filed with the DA's office, Shaq was not listed as a suspect.
Team USA figuring to have a challenging match against Jamaica Sunday at the Gold Cup at RFK in Washington. A lot of buzz about the national team's recent loss to Panama, and even their wins have been described as uninspiring. Jamaica will be looking to beat the U.S. for the first time. U.S. soccer coach Bob Bradley knows their speed and possession game is certainly much improved.
All right, it is about that time, boys and girls. Z, take it away.
All right, we are talking about what else? The National Football League, even though there is no football to be had. Our first topic, Aaron Rodgers. He is going to start a music label. Is this a good idea?
Well, he's starting a music label called Suspended Sunshine Records. Apparently, he likes to participate in open mic nights and has an alternative rock group called The Make. What do you think about this? Is he trying to be the new Puff Daddy?
Let's take a look what the viewers at home think about this. Do you love or hate the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to be producing music as well as NFL victories? And the fans love it at home. Josina,
what? 100%.
This would be a good time to mention these polls are not scientific.
Yeah, they're definitely.
100% of our viewers and on Facebook seem to agree that this is a good idea for the Packers quarterback to branch out, Joe.
All right, and that will do it for another edition of Hate It or Love It. Now, to this story. Well, apparently the backup goalie named Alberto Jimmy Fontana is super duper happy this after his Novara soccer team waited 55 years to compete in Italy's top league. His celebration seemingly endless and no pants right there. And then I think right after here he comes up to kiss this guy incessantly. Z, what do you think about this?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's ongoing. Neck, ear, everything. I think we get the point. Let's move on to big video. We have Masai Ujiri rejoining us to take a look at this video of a guy that you might recognize, John Wall.
Yeah, and that's why we brought Masai back. This is the NBA's one of the top rookies. Certainly not one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Your thoughts on this?
Look at that pitch.
He throws
a
a
do better than that, Masai,
You know
right?
what? I read about it, but I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, awful. Looking like he's pitching with his leg and not his arm, right?
Yeah, his outlet passes are slightly better than that.
No question.
All right, well, let's give you an opportunity to just tell fans again what you're expecting for this upcoming season, your message to them. You've done such a great job retooling this team in the absence of Melo. What can we look forward to with the new CBA?
I think a good team, a solid team that they ask me, you know, like what are the chances of getting out of the first round? Like we're trying to win, you know, like we want to win a championship, and we're going to do everything to get to that. I think our team will play hard. I think they will appreciate the crowd, they will appreciate the fans, they will appreciate the city, and they will live it on the court. I think the fans have been great. The support in Denver has been unbelievable since, you know, before the trade and after the trade. And we can't ask for anything better. It's our jobs it's sports. What else, you know, like it's the best thing in the world. And I preach to our guys, and I know George preaches that we go do our best, because I think we owe it to these people.
Well, we definitely appreciate having you on, a VP like yourself, coming in here to talk to us and previewing the draft. That'll do it for this Saturday night. Thanks for joining us.
Josina, Todd, and I will be back tomorrow night for more double coverage. And once again, thanks to Masai Ujiri.